Chapter 10. Arjun sat alone in his apartment's darkened study, the city lights casting jagged patterns across the walls. His laptop glowed with the weight of a decision he could no longer postpone. The files before him contained incontrovertible proof of his father's illicit dealings, bank transfers, forged signatures, bribery receipts. And buried within was the irrefutable evidence that the doctored footage used to discredit Avni had come from someone inside the Khanna fold. He exhaled, fingers trembling as he hovered over the keyboard. The cost of leaking these documents would be immeasurable. His family, their legacy, his own future. But the cost of silence was unimaginable. He thought of Avni's hollow eyes the day she cried betrayal, of her unwavering commitment to truth, even when it nearly destroyed her. His conscience would not allow him to hide in the shadows. With a decisive click, he packaged the slideshow of evidence, encrypting it and exporting it onto an anonymous file transfer site. A note accompanied the files. To the media, I regret that it has come to this. But these documents prove the truth behind the corruption at Khanna Constructions and the smear campaign against Avni Mehra. I cannot be complicit any longer. A friend of justice. He double-checked the links, then sent them off through multiple channels. An investigative journalist he trusted, the ethics desk of a leading news network, and directly to Avni's personal inbox. His heart thundered as the uploads completed. He stared at the screen for a long moment, as though expecting a reversal, a chance to undo what he had done. But there was none. He had chosen. By dawn, the story had exploded across every news bulletin and social feed. Headlines blared. Khanna Construction scandal. Leaked documents expose top executives. Avni Mehra vindicated. The journalist who uncovered the truth. Political bribes, family betrayal. Vikram Khanna under fire. Avni woke to a barrage of alerts. Groggy but hopeful, she opened her email to find the anonymous package. As she clicked through the files, her breath caught. Every piece of evidence she and Arjun had painstakingly uncovered now exposed in crystalline clarity. And there, hidden among the damning documents, was the video metadata proving Arjun's complicity in leaking the footage, alongside proof his father had orchestrated it. Tears blurred her vision. She had dreamed of redemption, but never imagined it would come from him. Her heart ached with relief and sorrow. Relief that her name was cleared. Sorrow that it cost Arjun everything. That morning, the Khanna mansion reeled with chaos. Board members raced through endless meetings. Lawyers scrambled to stem the tide of public outrage, and news cameras camped outside imposing gates. Vikram Khanna's empire trembled as investors pulled their funds, condemning him in powerful statements. In the stately drawing room, Arjun faced the ultimate reckoning. His father, flanked by senior executives, glared at him, betrayal radiating from every line of his face. How could you? Vikram's voice thundered. You jeopardized everything. Our company, our reputation, our livelihood. Arjun's voice was calm but resolute. I jeopardized nothing that should have lived. You taught me to defend our legacy at all costs. But this legacy was built on lies. Vikram's lips twisted in fury. You chose to align with a journalist over your own blood. You have no place here. A tense silence followed. The board chairman cleared his throat, nodding gravely toward Arjun. I recommend we remove Arjun Khanna from his position immediately, he said. Effective now. As the board murmured its agreement, Arjun felt an unexpected weight lift from his shoulders. He was free. Yet he had lost everything he had ever known. That afternoon, Arjun packed the few items he owned into a duffel bag. The penthouse that once symbolized his unchallenged power now felt hollow and cold. He paused at the window, looking out over the city he had once thought he'd rule. Now it was a place that watched him leave, indifferent and sprawling. His phone vibrated with a new message. From Avni. Thank you. I don't know what to say. He composed a reply simply. You deserve the truth. Take care. He hesitated, thumb hovering over send. Then he closed the conversation without sending it, pocketed his phone, and headed for the door. Avni received the news of Arjun's ouster with a bittersweet ache. She'd fought so hard to expose the corruption. But seeing the personal cost to the man who had saved her name crushed her. Tears blurred her vision, as she realized how truly alone he now was. Later that evening, She left her apartment to take the first walk she'd allowed herself since his betrayal. The city lights reflected on wet pavement, and a cool breeze chased away the last of her tears. At the corner of the block, she nearly collided with a tall figure waiting under a street lamp. Arjun stood there, duffel bag at his feet, eyes tired but clear. For a moment neither spoke. The space between them crackled with everything unsaid: regret, gratitude, love, and heartbreak. Finally, Arjun exhaled softly. "I'm sorry," he whispered, voice hoarse. Avni searched his face, tears pricking her eyes again. "You did what you had to do." He shook his head. "I lost you." Her heart clenched. "You saved me." He stepped closer, the distance narrowing until they stood mere inches apart. The city bustled around them, oblivious to the fragile reunion on the sidewalk. "Avni," he said, voice barely above a whisper, "I don't know what comes next, but I need you to know. I never lied about how I felt." Her breath caught. "Neither did I." In that moment, the scandal, the betrayal, the loss, everything melted away. Two broken souls, scarred by lies and sacrifice, found an unspoken forgiveness in each other's eyes. Arjun reached for her hand once more, fingers trembling. "Can we start again?" Avni's tearful smile was soft but resolute. "Let's begin." And so they did, cast out from old worlds, forging a new path from the wreckage of their past, bound together by truth, redemption, and the fragile promise of second chances. Chapter